May 2nd, 2022, post-NFL draft. Here we are. Take the heat. Blake Beams, Jake Curry, special guest. Very, very special guest.
Yes,
You'll
sir.
see why.
Very
Nolan
special.
Schultz joining us today on 98.5 WJHI LP Jeffersonville, your home of the Red Devil Network. Listen to Take the Heat podcast. Jake, we just had quite the draft. I thought it was going to be one of the worst drafts that I've ever seen. Quite enjoyed it.
That was a fun one. I
was a
really
good
liked
one.
that one.
Yeah.
To be honest, like, this draft itself was one of the most talent-loaded drafts. I knew players into the 5th round most of the time. I just, like, blank out after this 4th round.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is with me is that I came into this thinking that there was simply going to be nothing.
Yeah, I had no expectations.
Yeah,
at all
and
coming into
because the thing is, I don't like. We had the conversation last time, which isn't up, but I'm not a huge college football guy. It's just not my thing. You know what I mean? But dude, it was fun. I got to go back, watch all these highlights, see who was who, where was where. And God, I got some great talking points. I'm wearing a Colts hoodie, show my dismay for the Texans right now. But good, we'll get to that in a second. But Nolan, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. You know, I'm feeling good about this draft. Bills Mafia.
Feeling wonderful. Today's been a wonderful day. Gotta ask Jake, how you feeling about the Vikings?
Hey, about the Vikings, I don't know. I'm really not feeling it at all. Not even remotely close to feeling it.
I was texting this guy saying I need to stop interrupting him mid-conversation. As soon as he said he didn't like the Vikings, I went out of this world.
Simply,
I hate it.
It's not even one of those things where the picks were that bad. It was just the trades that we made to get the picks.
Completely fair.
Just
trading with 2 in-division rivals.
that's what really caught me off guard. First of all,
Bad division rivals too.
Exactly.
Y'all conference sucks.
we could because listen, that's why I wasn't too afraid, just because we traded with the Lions and like a depleted Packers team. But just we traded back from 12 to 32 just to get drafted player in the same position that we would have got at 12 anyway.
Right.
So I mean, I'm not no disrespect to Lewis Seen, but I mean he's a solid player.
I really do like Seen.
I wouldn't have traded back because you still had Kyle Hamilton on the board. So I'm saying take him at 12. You still have pick 34 in the second round. You can just go and get whoever at that pick. So I mean, really, I'm not too upset. I wouldn't say the draft was that bad, but it wasn't as good as it could have been.
I mean, I like Seen and Booth really.
Oh yeah,
like seriously, sure. I'm a fan of those three. You know what I mean? Y'all's first 3 picks, I think, were all within like 10 picks of each other.
I mean, Booth is a first round talent.
No, yeah, they're great.
He's
for
sure a first round talent.
And they still took Seen first, but
yeah.
You know.
I remember you texting the group chat about that mid-draft. You were like, if we take McDuffie here, I'm going to lose it.
I would have lost my mind if we took Trent McDuffie with that pick.
What's wrong with him?
I'm not sold on
McDuffie
him.
went 21, right?
I'm not.
McDuffie went
I think he went to
21-2 Kansas City.
Yeah, to the
okay.
Chiefs. Yeah,
I really like Kansas City's draft too, by the way. You don't like
solid.
McDuffie?
Not really.
I like
I
McDuffie.
I don't like him at all.
Yeah, I think it's a great bet.
If we would have took him if we wouldn't have traded back at 32, okay, I can see it. But if we would have took him at 12, I really would have lost my mind.
See, I think Trent McDuffie would have fit perfectly into the Viking system because you got an old veteran quarterback in Patrick Peterson that can coach him up, and Patrick Peterson can be the number 1 wide receiver yarder, and then you've got a speedster like McDuffie.
And you're training him.
That's why I was pretty happy we picked Booth, just because that man's football IQ is through the charts.
Right.
So, I mean, that brings some youth. He can start day 1 for sure because you have Cameron Bynum playing the other corner spot. So, I mean, he for sure is a player that can start day 1 being as a rookie.
But while we're really on the topic of defensive backs, you have the opportunity to get Kyle Hamilton at the 14th.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I
That's why I didn't like the trade, just because you still had Hamilton on the board. But I mean, the player I did want, which was surprising to me, got taken so early, Derek Stingley.
Yeah, how about it?
Talk about that, Blake.
Oh,
talk
good.
about that one.
God. Okay. All right. Like I said, I'm wearing the Colts hoodie to spite my fellow Texans. Here's the thing. Derek Stingley Jr., I don't know if you guys kind of kept up with this class a few years back. I only remember it because I was like watching Instagram highlights. This dude was like, people were like, oh my God, this dude's amazing.
Yeah.
Derek Stingley Jr. for the past few years has been like, this is your top prospect. Can he stay healthy? Hint, he can't.
Exactly. He cannot at all.
And I'm not a huge health guy. Like, obviously, I want the player to stay healthy.
Right.
But when I see someone's always injury prone, yeah, you want to be careful on it. And I am careful on it, but I'm normally pretty freewheeling with it. Dude, I'm not freewheeling with this one. We need to protect Davis Mills. I saw it. I saw a mock draft for next year. They already got us at 1. They think we're going to suck again. They're right. But, we got Davis Mills back there. I like Davis Mills. They had us taking Bryce Young at 1. Sure, I like Bryce Young. I think he's going to be a great talent. I like Davis Mills better. Why not protect him? because you're just setting him up for failure.
Yeah.
Ekonwu fell to 6.
Yeah.
I had him 3rd in my mock draft. Like I said, if you didn't listen live, I don't think you were able to catch that. I like him 3rd. Dude, Derek Stingley Jr. I had phoned like 11. He was my corner. No, he wasn't my cornerback.
I had him at 12.
I had Sauce over him. I had Sauce at 6.
I feel like everybody has Sauce over.
Nonetheless, you also had Evan Neal still on the board.
I like Ekonwu more than Neal. I used to be huge on Neal. I'm not so much anymore. It's just not on me, really.
Well, speaking of defensive backs, Bills fan here, so Kyer Elam.
Former Packers, I want to mention.
Done with that. Kyer Elam, I love that pick.
Yeah, he's a great back. I love it.
You're stepping in for the injury. So he's going to be injured until midseason. Is Tre'Davious White? So this guy's stepping up and playing an immediately huge role, and I think he has the talent to step in and be star day one for the Bills.
I mean, I think the secondary is just dangerous in general because they've always. I'm going to say it now. I have the Bills going in next year, and I know that's going to make you thrilled. I do. I have Buffalo Bills. Yes, at this moment right now, I think the Bills have the talent to go it all the way, and I think what they've always been missing is another back, like you said, with Tre'Davious White when he can stay healthy.
Yeah.
When you take someone like Elam, yeah, you're ready.
Yeah.
Granted, he's a rookie. He's going to take some polishing. But, dude, the Bills are ready for it. They took someone who's draft ready. They took somebody who's ready to make an impact. And, shoot, if he can do it in the Super Bowl, what's stopping him?
And another pick that y'all had, James Cook, running back out of Georgia. That gives y'all...
Yeah, replace Devin Singletary.
That gives y'all a whole nother weapon in the backfield.
You can ask anybody else, Smithy. I threw a little draft party for my friends. As soon as we picked James Cook, I jumped on my seat because Kenneth Walker fell off the board, and so did Breece Hall. Those are the 2 players I really wanted in the first round that I was a little disappointed we didn't take. But as soon as we got James Cook, I'm like, I completely forgot about him, and I was geeked. I couldn't, I screamed. I was so happy.
That whole Georgia draft class was just ridiculous.
Dude, 15 picks?
15. Hey, you look. I had to rep the sweatshirt today just for that. But listen, 15 draft picks. Everybody that entered the draft got picked. So every one of them that entered the draft got picked.
Is that a real fact? Like, do you know?
Yeah, I looked it up.
That's ridiculous.
Every last one of them that entered the draft got picked. It's ridiculous to me.
So there's another pick I want to talk about from the Bills is Terrell Bernard. The 3rd round pick, you guys probably saw it, the guy coming up and just the extensive energy from the guy that came up from the Good Morning Football show. I love that pick. But what I love even more than his energy is this guy. This is a linebacker that gave up no touchdowns in all of his coverage snaps throughout his entire college career.
I don't know who that sounds like.
What does that sound like?
Sauce Gardner?
Oh, Sauce. Hey, Sauce got that backfield, though.
Hey.
His backfield.
Sauce Gardner might be the best player in this draft.
I think Sauce is amazing. I said I'd go 6.
I think he's the best player in this draft.
Really?
When you
I'll
play 4 years of college football and you don't give up a single touchdown as a corner, that's ridiculous. I'm playing at a high level D1 school. Well, yeah, I say high level. Yeah, high level D1 school. I would say I think a high level like Power 5.
You can Google it.
But I mean
D1.
But
they were in the playoffs, Jay.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
He's a player.
Yeah, that's true.
So you're breaking your own case for rules that don't even matter.
To not give up a single touchdown in 4, and they played Bama, and he still didn't give up a touchdown. So I mean, I feel like he has the potential to be the best player in this draft.
But you also said best player in the draft over Aiden Hutchinson.
Yeah, I'm not saying. Yeah. No, not happening.
Yes, I do.
I give it to you over Trayvon Walker, but not over Aiden Hutchinson.
I'm not. Over Trayvon Walker for sure. He's the number 1 pick.
Whoa.
I never said Trayvon Walker was the best player in this draft. Number 1 pick, yes. In my mock draft, he's the number 1 pick.
That's so goofy.
But listen.
That's goofy.
Listen.
I literally never mind.
Listen, I don't think
it drains me.
Now, listen, because remember what I said the last time. NFL goes off potential.
Yeah.
That's why I had Walker at number 1.
Yeah.
Just because he hasn't really proven himself yet, but his combine really boosted his draft stock.
I think it's ridiculous, dude.
But for sure, the Jets really did, going back to what I said about Sauce Gardner, the Jets really had the best draft, I feel like.
You think they had the best draft?
Yeah, I do.
I think the other New York team did.
Who, the Giants?
Dude, I loved the Giants. Oh my gosh. The Giants pick, dude.
They picked up Evan Neal, didn't they?
Thibodeau is an amazing song.
Thibodeau.
I forgot about him.
Yep. Dude, 5 and 7. Great picks.
Dale Robinson in the 2nd round.
Now,
they were calling him Kadarius Toney 2.0.
That was funny. No, I don't mind fantasy anyone but him.
That was funny.
But in my opinion, best draft was easily the Ravens.
Yeah, I had Ravens in 2nd.
That was solid.
I had Giants, Ravens, Jets.
That was really solid.
Kyle Hamilton at 14 is absurd.
Linderbaum at 29 too.
Who'd they have?
Linderbaum, that center from
No
Iowa.
way
From
they got
Iowa?
Linderbaum.
Yeah,
Oh
that dude.
man.
And David Njoku from Michigan.
Yep, I liked him. Second round.
They
Oh, the linebacker?
Yep.
Yeah, he's tough.
and my
He's tough.
steal of the draft, the offensive tackle from Minnesota, 6'8", 380 pounds,
Goodness.
and ran a 4'8", I think.
You have any idea what pick he went?
He
Wait.
So I have no idea where he's at.
round,
He was 380
Fifth?
pounds.
Oh, God.
He was 380 pounds and ran a what?
4'9", 4'8".
Are you for real?
Yes.
You know who did that?
Goodness,
Last dude
that's
do that?
ridiculous.
That's what Mekhi Becton did.
Yeah, that's
So you remember that?
a big dude.
Becton, I was actually hoping the Jets were going to take Evan Neal.
Yeah, I want to pair him with Becton so bad.
That would
Oh
be
my
amazing.
God.
That would have been
If
lethal.
he and it's insurance if he can stay healthy. You know what I mean?
That's
If
true.
Becton ain't healthy,
Becton can't stay healthy forever.
because Neil would be right there with him.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And the Jets did snag Jermaine Johnson, which I thought the Falcons should have picked in the first round.
I don't know how
but
we dropped that far.
I don't either. I really don't.
I
But
stopped watching midway for the first round because I had to go do something, and then I came back and looked like, oh, the Packers are up there. They should take Jermaine Johnson because he's not on the board, but he's not going to be on the board anymore. And then a couple picks later, I see Jermaine Johnson go to the Jets. I'm like, what?
now he was available in the second round, and then the Falcons had 2 picks, I think. And then
in the first?
No, in the first and second.
Okay.
So
So I don't know,
they picked up Drake London, which I didn't really like.
Oh, I love that pick.
I
love
didn't-
Drake London.
I'm not-
Okay,
I
listen,
prayed he fell to 13. He didn't.
I don't like
Garrett
it
Wilson?
over Garrett
Yes,
Wilson,
yes.
over Chris Olave.
Yep. We're definitely over Olave.
Oh, definitely over a lot.
I don't like
I don't
Olave
know.
that much.
I don't like. I'm not.
The
I know,
Saints did not get the best receiver. That was Rain.
No.
man.
No.
But I don't see how you draft him over Garrett Wilson. That's
I
crazy.
think Garrett Wilson's great. I
That's
think Drake
crazy.
London.
You know what I would have loved to see? I would have loved to see the Packers not take Christian Watson and just leave Rodgers out to die.
I feel like he really would have had a fit with that one if they wouldn't have drafted him.
Even then, I don't like it. You're taking a borderline D1 school.
Yeah.
A receiver that played good, but against what competition?
Yeah.
How is that going to correlate to one of the... No, the NFC North's awful. It is the worst division.
We
in
know.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Say
It's
your
definitely
team's
the
in
worst.
it.
Yeah,
Worst
it's
division in
the
football.
for sure.
But when you look at position-wise, it's one of the better divisions cornerback-wise. Especially young cornerbacks.
for
Yeah, I got Jair out there.
Jeff Okuda.
Oh man.
Yep.
Yep. So a lot of good cornerbacks. So how is that going to translate? And another pick on wide receivers that I hated is the Colts. You
Who they
took
took?
that Cincinnati.
Took
wide
that
receiver.
dude out of Cincinnati. I've never heard of him
He
ever.
did not crack 1,000 yards in his college career.
I think yeah.
And how many years was he at Cincinnati?
4.
And he
Oh
didn't
my
crack
God.
1,000?
Never cracked 1,000.
1,000 in a season or
Like,
1,000
in his
total?
whole
1,000 in
career?
the season.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I thought you were talking
I'm about to say,
career. I
we're-
was like,
we're
wait a minute.
different now.
Yeah, no, he wouldn't have been in the draft if he didn't crack 1,000 in his career.
The thing is with the Colts, it's that when they've made the Wentz trade and they had to send their first away,
That
is this the best they could have done? Like, could they have done anything else to make this any salvageable?
I don't think so. No.
So there's,
I really
yeah,
don't.
they were in terrible
Yeah,
position.
it was terrible.
And that's why I'm wearing their hoodie, so they can keep being there.
Speaking of trades, A.J. Brown.
Oh,
man,
I like it.
That's
like
why I
A.J.
got
Brown.
Philly as one of my top 3 best drafts so far.
Now you can leave Jalen Rieger out.
Listen.
Oh my God. Is he the worst receiver in the NFL?
He might be
Like I'm not even talking
worst
starters.
receiver in the NFL.
Yes.
probably.
No.
Jalen Rieger is terrible.
He's awful.
I know.
He's absolutely
It
terrible.
hurts. It hurts to watch
I
him.
mean, when you have your own fans going against
I
you,
know Eagles fans. Yeah, they hate him.
when you have your own fans going against you, that might be the worst possible thing that can happen. to you.
Yeah, it's Philly special. Like, oh my, I don't know what happened to y'all.
Well, now you're pairing up.
'Cause-
You're pairing up a great receiver, great young receiver with a good upcoming young quarterback.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then you
I don't
take
know.
a player like Jordan Davis.
Yeah, we love
Oh,
Davis
man.
over here.
Oh, man.
Of course, Georgia
That's
dude
my
does,
boy.
but we love Jordan Davis over here.
A lineman shouldn't be able to move that fast.
No, it's
At his
freaky.
speed,
It is freaky.
because there was a game against UAB where he tracked down the quarterback. And he hit top speed at 20 miles an hour.
No, let's be realistic.
Well, he's where Trayvon Walker should have been. No, Trayvon Walker's where Jordan Davis should have been. I'm not saying first overall. I'm saying the
Top
height.
five,
I'm
yeah.
saying the height.
Yeah.
There is no reason Trayvon Walker got the
Okay,
hype over
the only
Jordan
reason
Davis
Jordan
cut
Davis-
because his combine.
No, it wasn't even that. It was because in games, after if the drive went over 10, 11 plays,
He
he had to come out.
That's fine.
That's why NFL teams, that's why his stock really dropped. It wasn't because he couldn't play. It was because he gets tired too fast. So if he worked on his condition, maybe dropped like 10, 15 pounds, maybe. and get your conditioning right, he'd have been a top 5 pick.
But what they're asking Walker to do is what he did, and he didn't do it in college.
That's true.
So how is he a better pick than Jordan Davis?
Like we said.
When he's supposed to be doing exactly what Jordan Davis showed he could do in college. Trayvon Walker wasn't asked to do that in college.
Like I said earlier, just straight potential. That's it.
Bull.
That's just straight potential.
So why do you want potential over a solid player like Hutchinson?
I don't know. I'm not an NFL GM.
He
I
was
couldn't tell you
drafting
that.
in the perspective
But
of a GM.
exactly. I couldn't tell you. I really couldn't tell you why they draft off potential. Just maybe because it gives you less opportunity of drafting a bust. But I mean,
What do you mean the other way around? I don't know.
Really, because low
You
expectations.
can't look me in the eyes and tell me that Urban Meyer didn't have anything to do with that.
He's already back in the conversations. Urban Meyer.
He's just in the background.
There's no logical reason that Trayvon Walker should have been taken over.
I agree. I love Hutchinson.
Can't agree with y'all on that one. I just can't.
Oh,
I
I
can't.
He's just such a
Dude.
raw athlete, and he's good at what he does.
Yeah.
Walker's a raw athlete, but look at what he had around him.
That's
Hutchinson
true.
was one of the premier. Yeah, they had that other guy on the side that went in the second round, but Georgia, that defensive front is unprecedented.
Yeah.
There's not one guy you can double team without having to worry about the other guy.
Now, are we putting that Georgia defense in the conversation for best defense of all time?
Oh,
Oh,
definitely.
easily.
Oh,
Okay.
sure.
Dude, that's
Just
what
had,
carried 'em.
hey, I just had to make sure y'all was on the same page with me. Okay.
I'm still shocked they lost that original game to Alabama. Not the title, obviously.
What?
But,
That was the secondary. It was the secondary.
Like, yeah, the last
Jamison
game.
Williams burned us for like 150.
Well, it was Jameson.
So
Like I said, Williams was my second favorite
that
receiver in
secondary of
class.
that game was just awful.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I get
it was terrible.
It's
But
Georgia defense ridiculous.
while we're on the topic of the Eagles, stealing the draft, N'Kobe Dean.
Thank you. That's who I
Steal
got.
of the
We're there.
draft. Now I hate how he dropped so far, but I see why, because they said he had some he tore his pec
Yeah,
or something
and
like
he's
that.
big.
It actually reminded
He's
me
huge
last
for a
year
linebacker.
when Jock dropped to the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah,
He dropped to the second round. He was supposed to be like a top 6 pick, dropped to the second round because of heart conditions.
and it was a size thing. I mean, he's
huge.
He's Dean's undersized.
Dean is
Who am I thinking
small.
of?
Dean is you're thinking of Davis probably.
I think Jordan Davis.
Oh well, I
I'm
don't know.
expecting somebody else.
But
yeah,
for a linebacker, Dean is crazy
You're
undersized.
probably
Being
thinking
at
about the
5'11",
linebacker, the
Right,
Packers
okay.
pick in the
being at
first round.
5'11", like 200, he's real undersized. So
Yeah.
I mean, that's really what dropped him. I still think he's a second round talent,
Oh,
first
for
second
sure.
round
That's
talent
what I had him steal
for
the draft,
sure.
too.
He's a first second day player, but
Oh, for sure. I think it's first day. They said
yeah,
it
for
should go
sure,
early
definitely
second
should have been first round.
Yeah.
But
So-
late
First round, whoa.
late first round, I feel like he could have.
Yeah.
He could. Hey, late first round, early second is where Dean should have been, but just because of the factors we talked about, but.
Hey, if you're getting George Karlaftis in late first round, maybe you can get N'Kobe Dean in the first round.
Hey, but Dean's a ridiculous athlete, and his IQ
Oh, yeah,
is
good.
crazy. There was one play against Michigan where he was on the right side of the field. He saw the play develop. He sees the running back go across the field. He catches the running back on the left side and tracks him down and takes him for a tackle for loss.
Right.
That's ridiculous. And his
So-
speed is crazy.
Can he play elsewhere other than linebacker? Do you think he could? Could he be a back?
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, while we're on the topic of that, I want to talk about the Patriots, but not
Oh,
not
God.
for the reason everybody thinks.
Belichick's
Oh,
losing it,
man.
guys.
I'm not talking about the Cole Strange pick. I'm talking about
We are.
I'm talking about the Bailey Zapp pick from Western Kentucky.
I don't understand that pick. I really don't.
Why after just a year of bringing in a rookie
Exactly.
quarterback who went to the
Exactly.
Pro Bowl nonetheless, you know, he didn't have an all-impressive season. There really wasn't anybody else. I'm a pro Patriots hater, but why are you
WKU
bringing
guys
in-
putting pressure on him.
I get bringing pressure on him, but the pressure should be brought by having a mediocre rookie season and missing
Exactly.
the playoffs.
Exactly.
See, there ain't no pressure. The dude, I don't know why. It's like you said, I don't get why. I don't get what New England was doing this draft.
Now, you think that New England wouldn't be the team that does it, in New York, the Giants would be a team that drafts a quarterback?
Because it's the Giants.
But you don't. It's the Patriots, which really didn't make sense to me. Look, the reason I didn't say the Patriots had the worst draft is because you have to trust Bill Belichick.
Right.
But this pick really just didn't. Most of the picks that the Patriots
Cole
made didn't make.
Strange.
I don't understand
From Chattanooga.
what UT Chattanooga. I don't understand that pick whatsoever. I mean, even the Rams joked on the pick.
Well,
That
you
really,
got to see who they picked over him.
Yeah, exactly.
Booth, Stein, Karlaftis. It's ridiculous. Karlaftis was number 11 in my mock, I
Doesn't
think.
make
And you
sense.
got to think of who they lost in the offseason. There's no more J.C. Jackson. You don't have a cornerback.
Exactly. I really have no idea what they had in mind with this one. I mean, Cole Strain, don't get me wrong, he's not a bad player at all.
I don't know. I've never heard of the dude.
I didn't either. But look, I looked at because I saw some stuff pop up on Instagram about him, and he didn't look bad.
Okay.
So I mean,
He was playing in Chattanooga.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
So
But-
now we can have the conversation: is this guy D1 or not? I don't know.
I mean, but the thing that caught me off guard was when the Rams had the little draft party, and they were saying how bad the pick was, and was saying they might have looked at him at 104 if he was still there. So I really don't know what Bill Belichick has in mind, but we really have to trust him being one of the best, probably the best coach of all time.
You guys talked about your steals of the draft. My steal of the draft at pick 180 for the Buffalo Bills is Matt Ariza, punt god.
The point god.
You've been raving about this dude for the past 3 days.
Have you seen Twitter the last few days?
Yeah.
Punt god was trending.
Yeah. Nolan, talk about it.
96-yard punt.
That's unheard of. That's
This dude-
ridiculous.
This dude is going to be an all-pro before he steps foot on the field.
Oh, yeah.
We're voting for him already. Is the Take the Heat ballot going to be on punt god?
Anything about all pros besides Josh Allen, Matt Ariza. That's it.
That's not his name anymore. His name's punt god.
Punt
Yeah,
god.
this is new.
And I followed him on Twitter the second we drafted him. You know what his first tweet was? Somebody give me a folding table.
Oh my god. So he's cultured too.
He is
So we're getting
already Bills Mafia, and I love it.
Punt god, he's ready.
He is.
He's here. And we both had Dean, right? Biggest
Yeah, definitely had Dean.
Yeah. And I think, did we all have Strange as the biggest reach?
Yes.
Strange. Oh,
Biggest
biggest reach.
Okay, yeah, we talked
Biggest
about this
reach,
before the
I'm
show.
going first round.
Yep.
Dallas Cowboys offensive tackle.
Yep, we talked about this
From
before the
Tulsa,
show.
Tyler Smith.
That
Oh, I heard of this
might-
guy.
That
I know what you're talking about.
I have not heard of that dude
I know it's
since
let
draft
me
day.
spit a couple things in.
Yeah.
Most penalties out of a starting offensive tackle in all of college football. Injury prone. Heavy on his outside foot and gets beat inside. Does that sound like a first round pick to you?
Nope, that's a 5th round at best.
Not to mention Sam Williams. Dude, he's you know how the Cowboys have got all these off-field issues? That's what he's bringing in.
Exactly.
I
I mean, then
Cowboys
again, you
didn't
can't
do it.
even be surprised at that since it's the Cowboys.
Okay.
But
All right, that's
I
going
mean, the Cowboy fans, y'all cease to amaze. Like, it's just ridiculous to me how y'all expect to win and y'all come in with Super Bowl expectations year after year, but then you draft players like this. It doesn't. You have a first round pick and you take a
He's
mediocre.
looking right at the camera. For
You
this, by
look.
the
You
way.
have a mediocre offensive lineman. It doesn't make sense.
He is
It
talking
really
to the
doesn't.
Cowboys fans.
And first of all, why do you trade Amari Cooper
That's what I was about to say.
for a
no
what?
Amari Cooper.
For a what? A 4th round pick?
fifth and a
Yeah,
sixth.
fifth.
That doesn't even remotely make sense to me. So
I'm gonna look up real quick and see who they took with that 5th round pick.
I don't know because Jerry Jones.
I'm gonna
you
say,
gotta
is
get-
Jerry Jones
You
done?
gotta get it.
Is he off the
He
rocker?
might be
The
losing it.
dementia's hit.
He might be. He might be losing it.
That's what people are saying about Belichick.
But
Picking Strange over there.
But I really don't want to hear anything from any Cowboys fan until y'all actually make it to
They
the conference
took
final.
an offensive lineman from North Dakota.
Who, the
North Dakota
Cowboys?
State or North Dakota?
North Dakota.
Oh, good God.
So it wasn't even the good North
I
Dakota.
didn't even know they had a team.
Wasn't even the good North Dakota college, was it?
Nope.
Oh man.
There's like a total of 4 universities outside in that part of America,
Oh,
and they take up
man.
like 3 of them.
So,
It's terrible.
so we talked earlier about who had the best draft. I'm sure it was the Ravens. One thing I want to talk about, right after that Tyler Smith pick, you get Tyler Lindenbaum
Yeah,
from Iowa.
you love it. Yeah.
That is the best pick.
29,
Now,
right?
The one
That
thing,
was strange.
25.
Okay.
the one thing I really didn't like out of the Ravens that pick was that Hollywood trade.
I don't like Hollywood
I don't
Brown.
really. You don't.
I don't.
No, I
I don't
think
know.
he's inconsistent, and I think he's a wide receiver 3.
I don't even think I think he might be a top 40 wide receiver.
I'll
Maybe.
say wide receiver 2 just because the Ravens have nobody else.
I
He's a
don't-
good
All
slot
he can do is run.
Pretty much.
Did they draft a receiver?
No,
The Ra-
not that I know.
So
of.
they have who? Rashad Bateman? That's it.
Yeah.
Rashad Bateman, that's it.
That's really it.
They're bringing Bateman. I mean,
What are
I
they
can
doing?
check.
I mean,
Well,
you
And
could have
they
picked.
They lost Sammy Watkins in the offseason, too.
Oh man,
God.
they really have nobody. Do
Insane.
they even have a wide receiver 2?
Let's see if we can
On
check
roster?
real quick. Yeah. I mean, we can look up their draft.
You know who they should have picked
later
though?
round.
Who I really liked coming out of where was he? Let's see. Calvin Austin, receiver
Where's he from?
out of
So they did pick a receiver.
out of Memphis. That's what it was. He ran a 4.3, and he might be the fastest receiver in this class behind Jamison Williams. Because Jamison Williams said he'd have the fastest 40 if he would have ran it in the combine. So, I mean, when you don't have any other receivers besides a second-year player in Rashad Bateman,
Right.
why don't you just take a chance on a dude in the 4th, 5th round?
I'm a Minnesota Golden Gophers fan. Grew up there.
Yeah, I had
Wanted
to
to go
mention
to
the
college
Golden
there. And I watched Rashad Bateman play. If he would have gotten a chance, he would have been Rookie of the Year. His talent, Rashad Bateman.
Yeah, I'm sliding him in wide receiver 1. Without a doubt.
Oh.
Rashad Bateman is amazing. His talent is off the charts. He's a big guy. He's fast, and he's smart. They just didn't give him the correct opportunity he needed.
Yeah, I can see that. Now, my favorite pick in the draft, James Houston. James the Problem Houston, linebacker out of Jackson State. Shout out.
Whoa.
Shout out Dion Sanders.
Oh, against Jackson State. Okay.
Before you say anything, I want to point this out. I'm changing my pick for the best draft. I'm looking through the Ravens draft right now. They took a tight end in the 4th round and a punter, not punt god, in the 4th round.
In the 4th? That sounds like something
Jordan
Bill Belichick
Stout
would do.
from Penn State.
I haven't even
Round
heard of it, dude.
4?
Round 4.
Tight end. Number 130.
130?
Yeah. Penn State. You're right.
They wanted a punter that bad?
It said, the article I'm reading says the Ravens wanted Stout so badly, they selected him with the 130th pick when you have
man.
Justin Tucker right there.
Man.
Are they scared of him?
I don't understand that one.
Dude, how many 4th round picks do these guys have? Oh my god.
He keeps scrolling and there's just more and more
They have
4th round picks.
4th round picks.
There's at least
We also,
6
one
on the
thing I want
board.
to touch on is the record set in this draft. Most receivers taken through the first 2 days in NFL history.
Man.
By far.
Hey, this receiver class was ridiculous though.
It was good,
This
yeah.
receivers class was
And the
It made up
loaded.
for it, the
Packers
QBs.
did
Oh yeah,
nothing.
for sure.
The
But
Packers did nothing. They let Aaron Rodgers dry out.
but going back to my boy down in Jackson State,
Had to get back to him.
hey, his nickname is the Problem. That should tell you
That's
all
cool.
you need to know. Now, Dion Sanders did jump on the Lions because they posted his highlights when he was at Florida.
Right.
And they didn't post any of the highlights when he was at Jackson State. He had his best season at Jackson State. He averaged 16 and a half tackles for loss.
Ooh.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, average?
16 and a half sacks. No, this is on the season.
Okay.
16 and a half
Oh my
sacks.
God. Hey, we got the greatest
No.
player of all time in this draft.
No, on the season. He had 70, what was it, 70? 70 total tackles and 25 tackles for loss
Okay.
in one season.
That's great. That's a great
I mean, that's really my favorite pick just because, and shout out Dion Sanders getting it done down in Mississippi. But I mean, he might be one of the most aggressive linebackers in this class so far. And he's a Power 5. He's a Power 5 talent. He just transferred because of Dion. But that's really my favorite pick so far
Okay,
overall.
so I want to touch on the topic of bad drafts.
Oh, boy.
Unanimously, the Patriots had the worst draft.
Yes.
Without a doubt.
Yep.
I'm
You know
at D
who's my
minus.
second? Tennessee.
Whoa! I like Tennessee's draft. I do.
In the second round with the
Who they are?
35th pick, you're going to take Roger McCreary over all
I mean,
the talent.
It wasn't, I mean, I wouldn't say it was that bad.
I gave the Titans an A, dude.
No.
I
It was a
love
B.
the Titans.
I'd say it
draft.
was a B at least.
Well, they
got a
patched
snag.
everything
No,
they needed.
I'll give them a snag from Malik Willis. But why aren't you taking a receiver there when A.J. Brown's gone?
Well, do you
Because-
not like Traylon Burks?
Because
Who?
Traylon
Oh,
Burks.
Never mind.
Oh, I thought.
now listen,
Never mind.
but it was a smart move to take Willis just because next year it'll be cheaper to cut Tannehill.
Yeah.
So I mean, you really have a player that you can sit behind him and develop him for a year,
Yeah.
and then cut Tannehill for less money. So,
So, yeah.
that's real solid. I give him a B.
And Malik Willis ain't gonna have that option though, because he went 3rd round.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's
he did
true.
not deserve
Yeah.
all the 3rd round behind Spencer Rattler.
I still say that the Seahawks should have took him,
Yeah.
but
How
is
do y'all
what it
think the QBs played out?
QB
like we
played out
thought.
nothing
Like
like,
we
I
thought.
expected.
Yeah. No,
well, I mean,
seriously.
coming into it, that's what I thought.
Kenny Pickett was literally 4th on my board for
I
quarterbacks.
had
Best QB.
I had
Yes,
Kenny. I
I
had
did.
Kenny at 2.
behind
I had Kenny at 2.
Cincinnati?
Yes, behind Ritter, Corral, and Willis. I had him behind.
Corral?
I don't like behind Corral because
I love Corral. Corral's my favorite
I had
QB
him.
prospect.
I had him at
Who
2
did Corral
behind
go to?
Carolina.
I like that. I love
Yeah,
that
yeah,
pick.
Yeah.
And they took Econo too. They had one of the best drafts.
Because you don't have any
Who did
stability
they take with their
behind.
first round pick?
Econo.
Ooh.
Yeah, exactly.
I know.
Exactly.
That's what
Ooh.
I was gonna bring it up earlier. Who had the 5th and 7th? Giants. Giants did.
Yep. They
I
took
think-
Neal and Sauce.
Thibodeau.
Oh yeah, Thibodeau.
I guarantee you who are the Panthers? They would have taken Thibodeau. They had to have insight because if the Giants were smart, they'd take Ekonwu, then they would wait till 7, then they'd get Thibodeau.
Yeah.
So the Panthers were gonna get Thibodeau unless this happened, and that's what they did.
And then you got a guy that could have been the first pick with the 6th.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
I personally think Derek Stingley and Ekonwu should have traded spots in this draft.
Yeah, I agree. I wanted
can see
Ekonwu
that.
so
I can
bad.
see that for sure.
We were talking about it. I wanted Ekonwu so bad
Yeah.
to go to Houston,
You know
and
what
we
pick
reached and took
You know what
Stingley.
pick I'm not high on? Chris Olave.
No, I hated that pick.
At 11.
I don't think Olave's very good.
Oh man.
11? Oh my goodness! I didn't remember. it was
Yeah,
that
I
high.
wouldn't have said he got drafted ahead of. Who did
Dude,
he get drafted ahead of?
everybody.
And another one I also hate, Jahan Dotson at 16.
That's what I said. That's exactly what I said. And the Washington trades back for him.
ahead of
That didn't
Treylon
make sense.
Burks.
That really didn't make sense.
Ahead of Burks. That makes no sense.
Yeah.
So QBs, where you said this is how you expected it.
I mean,
I
just
didn't get
one
that.
one in the first round. Yeah.
Oh, you just mean that way?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, appreciate y'all tuning in. You listen to the post-draft Take the Heat podcast. Thank you, Nolan, for joining us. It was a
Yes,
good
sir.
time. Yeah, jolly good old time. We might have you on again soon. Get some more Bills
for
talk
sure.
going on.
For sure.
Well, I would love to talk about Cole Beasley. One of my favorite players to talk about.
No.
Y'all need
Oh,
to get him
yeah.
a new. Y'all gotta get him a new helmet. I don't like it. That thing is too big.
Who?
Cole Beasley.
Yeah, good thing we cut him.
Well, thank y'all for joining. Thank you for watching on YouTube if you're on there. You've been listening to 98.5 WJHI LP Jeffersonville. Take the Heat. Blake Beams, Jake Curry, Nolan Schultz. Thank you for joining. Get back to some music.